Banking as we know it is changing. It is moving into a new world of central bank digital currencies and real world tokenized assets. The banks which take up this new financial paradigms will be the new market leaders, and the ones which miss this opportunity will slowly fade into obscurity. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Xaults, and we are the next generation banking platform for your central bank digital currencies and tokenized assets. We enable commercial banks to move into the future of money and adopt CBDCs. Now, there are core problems that still need to be addressed before this opportunity can be captured by banks and financial institutions. When we talk about digital assets, they bring with it a new paradigm of blockchain and cryptography. And all the deployments of current core banking solutions around financial institutions are inherently incompatible with these blockchain-based digital assets. Secondly, banks around the world are struggling to monetize on these digital assets because they don't have any platform or capability to actually develop business use cases and create financial products on these digital assets. That's where we come in. We are a smart contract banking platform for financial institutions, your commercial banks as well as NBFCs, for them to not just be able to adopt, manage and govern these digital assets, but craft and deliver financial products and services on top of it. Now let me introduce you to the Xaults Trinity. Firstly, we offer 360-degree treasury management solutions, which enables banks to perform their core account and treasury management functions really efficiently on digital assets. Now, on top of this foundation, we have built programmable financial products which enable banks to expand their user base as well as create financial and revenue generating products on top of these digital assets. This is Xaults' advantage. And finally, we also enable banks to provide custody to larger corporates and prevent their own disintermediation, where large corporates start holding these digital assets and become their own custodians. Now, in terms of our business model, because our clients are commercial banks and institutions, our focus has been an acceptable model to the banking industry. So we charge for licensing fee for our deployment of treasury and account management solution, as well as a transaction fees for our programmable financial products. Now, in terms of our current traction, currently we are working with the top 3 biggest Indian private banks and building a deep tier financing, invoice financing solution where it enables them to increase their user base and expand it to the lower tiers of the supply chain financing. This is globally currently an underserved market, as these lower tier SMEs and for supply chain actually get financing at a mafia prices of 2 to 3% per month. We have also entered into the UAE market, where we are working with a regulated entity for a smart contract escrow solution.
Now, the size of the market is actually the size of banking itself, right? But let's look at the segments that we are currently focused on. First is the money itself, right? We have seen transaction grown over 600% in terms of CBDC and stable coins. And with every central banker around the world calling it the future of money, we are headed towards the inevitable. The last time we saw this sort of adoption was the UPI in India, and we believe that CBDCs are going to break this and even have a faster adoption. Second is the underserved market of SMEs that is currently sitting at $5.2 trillion that we are solving through our deep tier financing solution. Now, as my co-founder mentioned about the problem of these incumbents having incapable of solving the problem of digital assets, is because fundamentally traditional and the tokenized assets are different in how they are created, verified and settled. The solutions on the right hand side are impractical because they are built for a future that has not arrived yet, and that's where Xaults shine. Our ability to bridge the traditional and tokenized finance helps our partner banks to take this transition seamlessly. While the numbers are on the screen, what we are fundamentally offering to our investors is to get into this opportunity at an early stage when this foundation is being built, and grow with us as we become the leading provider of this infrastructure and platform to our partner banks. Today, we are raising $1.2 million in exchange of 12% of equity. With this, we will be able to develop 3 fully functional revenue generating business use cases, 2 in India and 1 in UAE.
Hi, I'm Shubham, co-founder and CEO of Xaults. As for my experience, I've been building truly innovative products for more than a decade and leading engineering, artificial intelligence team and product teams across India and Singapore.
Hi, I'm Neeraj. I'm co-founder of Xaults. I have helped large multinational companies around the world transform their legacy tech architecture to a more modernized cloud-based architecture. We also have our great advisory board that includes thought leaders and industry experts from banking and blockchain space.
Just that we have a couple of seconds, also introduce our chief architects and principal engineers. These guys are previous co-founders of cryptocurrency exchanges and technology, earliest movers in 2016 in India. So they've joined us in creating these innovative blockchain-based solutions.
We invite you to build the future of banking with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your pitch. I have two questions. One is the regulatory framework, and the other one is about focus, because you also compete on treasury management, and you have crypto custody providers like Fireblocks and Defense. And how do you operate in that field?
So I'll answer the first one. The deep-tier financing solution that we're working with the three banks. These are ICICI, HDFC, and Yes Bank. These are top biggest Indian banks. Also, to get the regulatory clarity around the tokenized assets of invoices, we are actually into the Reserve Bank of India's regulatory sandbox. And from there, we are actually getting the regulatory clarity. Because we have gone with the solution alongside with the banks, we have a much higher chance of actually converting it into a business use case. So we are in the final stage of evaluation. We should be getting results in a week.
Now, in terms of the competition between Fireblocks and other custody providers, that offering is the base offering that we have, right? But what differentiates us is the ability to help financial institutions, business use cases on top, which all these providers fail to, supply to the banks.
Any custodian right now, custody provider right now in the world is only providing custodial services to manage the asset. Every bank we are talking to, and that's international, including ENBD, we have been talking about how to monetize these digital assets. They're having problem that what do I do with these digital assets once it's inside the bank? We enable them to build business use cases on top of it and generate revenue. That's the advantage that we bring in compared to any other custodian.
Shubham, as you talk to banks, how do you see the sense of kind of urgency at the banking level to kind of introduce CBDCs and have a framework around it, and also what is the regulatory perspective on adoption?
Sure. So a very interesting question, because in this specific case, what we are seeing across the world again, this is regulator pushing banks to adopt it. In India, there is a meeting happening every week, 2 times, with all the commercial banks and RBI is asking them for business use cases. Same is happening in UAE. So what we are seeing that this is a regulator-driven approach, and that's getting pushed top-down by central banks and the governments across all 130 countries, representing 98% of the world GDP.